Hey, what's up, man? All right, man. To be honest, I don't know how to play the guitar at all, as you may see. My dad actually is a master guitar player. Believe it or not, I grew up watching him play the guitar, and I'm, obviously a piano player and a music producer. But growing up, it was interesting. We used to go to Guitar Center. And I remember probably when I was maybe 6 or 7 years old. And this is back when, Guitar Center was a big deal. Now most producers and musicians, we get our stuff on the internet and we buy it off from American Musical and places like that. But back then, the only really place to get your instruments and get great instruments was Guitar Center. So I remember, and it was a big, it was actually a big deal. When you went to Guitar Center, it was like going to like heaven, right? You go in there, you see all these instruments, all the musicians used to be in there. And it was almost like a hangout to a degree. Because, that's where, all the musicians of the local area and producers and everything would go there, check out the instruments. Most time people weren't really buying anything. It's just you wanted to be around the atmosphere of music and other musicians. So again, that culture is pretty much gone now with the internet. But that's how it was back then. So when I was about 6 or 7, I remember my dad used to go buy new guitars. He would go check out the guitars. Now, when you're buying a guitar, if you're a guitar player, those things aren't cheap. I'm not talking about a $150 guitar. I'm talking about a guitar that costs thousands. If you're a master guitar player, the guitars you buy cost thousands. So he would make sure to go in there and demo the guitar. And I remember being, 6, 7 years old. And he would, he would tell the guitar people, because back then they would let you, demo it. They still do, but back then, it was popular for, somebody to plug into an amp. And then he would just, just to hear, make sure it's the right feel, it's the right guitar for him. So I remember, going in there and he would sit down, plug in, and he would just start playing, right? And he would just be zoning out, just playing, just to, make sure it was the right guitar. And I remember just crowds of people, man. He would just... it was just so amazing, that even the staff, everybody would stop what they're doing. All the musicians, everybody would just gather around and be like a concert. Just him practicing on the guitar. That's how great he was at the guitar. And he still is great now. But, many people compare him to Jimi Hendrix. Now, I know that's, big shoes to fill, but many people felt like he would be the next, Jimi Hendrix. That's how good he was at the guitar. And he'd been mastering since the age of like 11 years old. Just a phenomenal guitar player. Played the acoustic, electric, played the bass guitar. But unfortunately, his career was kind of derailed with, there was no real internet. There was no real, he didn't know how to get out. He was in bands. They would record demos and on tapes and then go to record labels. And he had one opportunity, then it just didn't pan out. And so then he went and, he had kids to feed. And long story short, he went on and did other things. But he still plays guitar to this day and has the passion to this day. But it's interesting because I was talking to him and I was showing him, like, man, this is how we, as musicians and producers, this is how we, make a living now. And it showed him all the internet stuff. And he was just so amazed. And, it brought tears to his eyes. Like, man, I'd always wished when he was coming, he said, I always wish it was just a way for me to, be able to support my family and make real money at the same time and just do what I love, doing music. And I'm like, man, it's amazing because we don't even know, we're so used to it now as music producers and people in music that we don't even realize that the opportunity we have now to touch the entire world, to really make not just a living, but to actually make a fortune just by using the internet. Just by connecting with other artists on the internet, selling our beats on the internet, getting deals off the internet. Everything's happening now at the fingertips, right where you sit. You watching this video right now, in this moment, an hour from now, you can be on the same computer, the same phone, watching this video, same iPad, and do a $10,000 deal for your music, right? So, this is what's happening in real time. With somebody in France, you can do that with somebody in Germany. You can do a $10,000 deal right now with somebody in Germany. And sitting in your room or your workspace or even in the bathroom, right? So we haven't really come to terms and understand like this opportunity that we have as music producers to really, really follow our dreams and our passion and to really go full steam ahead and understand that this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Now, interesting because I've been following my dreams as a music producer since about 2004, 2005. And I remember when I first started selling beats on the internet, when I first got selling beats, when I first started on the internet, it was mp3.com. And they shut down shortly after I had got online. And then all the music producers were on. It's a small group of us. We were on SoundClick. We moved our beats to SoundClick, and SoundClick was like the biggest independent place at that time. So if you were selling beats, you were on SoundClick, right? If after SoundClick, so we made a bunch of money on SoundClick. After SoundClick dominated the beat selling space for a long time. And then after SoundClick, it went to YouTube, but it didn't get to YouTube till around 2011. 2012 is when it really, if you were gotten to YouTube kind of early and you start posting your beats on YouTube, man, you really crushed it, right? You really, started making a name for yourself. Same thing with SoundClick. Because we got in early, we really were able to crush it and make a lot of money. And because we dominated the spots, it was easy to get at the top because it wasn't too many people using it. Producers really didn't understand how to use it. And so as time went on, it got refined. More producers got on there, kind of saturated it up. It got harder to get to the top, but then it moved platforms. So if you were early on YouTube, you made a fortune. It was easy, and you could still make money on those platforms today, right? You can still go to SoundClick today and make money. You can it's still money being made on YouTube. A lot of money being made on YouTube, obviously. It's one of the biggest platforms in the world. But there's another shift happening now. Another shift that if you get on it early, you're going to be able to make a lot of money as a producer. You won't have to have a whole lot of competition. And if you know how to do it right and you know how to do it properly, you can make a small fortune. Now, it's a bit different than the other two platforms, and I'll explain that in a moment. But this is the biggest opportunity for you, I think, since the beginning of YouTube, selling beats on YouTube. This is the biggest opportunity, and if you miss this opportunity, you may have to wait another 8 to 10 years for another opportunity for you to get in fast and make good money and to dominate in that space. So the new platform, obviously, if you don't know, it's Instagram. Instagram is where you need to be selling your beats at right now. And I'm going to give you some reasons why and how to dominate Instagram, but why Instagram is the new platform and it's 10 times even better than YouTube and it's better than SoundClick if you understand how to do it the right way. Now, it's different, though. It's not the same. SoundClick and YouTube were pretty much the same, right? You put a beat on there, they listen to the full beat, they click the link, and they purchase, right? And then after a while, once My Flash Store and all these other services came on where you can automatically sell, they go to your beat store, purchase, and download. Simple as that. Instagram is a bit different, and in the sense that, one, you only get 1-minute clips, right? So you don't get to listen to a full beat, and two, you can't just click a link and then purchase it. So there's some fundamental differences here that you have to understand how to work it and how to really start to get your name out there and how to start selling beats and making money. But if you understand the process and the formula, man, you could crush it, because most producers aren't going to be able to figure it out. The other difference is there's no charts. So on SoundClick, if you could manipulate your way and get your way to the top of those SoundClick charts, get on the first page, second page, your beat was going to get a lot of plays, you're going to get heard. Same thing with YouTube, right? It's essentially a search engine, and if you get your beat at the top of the search engine on page 1, if someone searches Future type beats or whatever case may be, Drake type beats, you get to the top, and now you're going to get a lot of plays and potentially a lot of sales. Instagram is completely different. You're not going to be able to just upload beats and try to make different tags and stuff like that, because people don't search on Instagram. Instagram is not a search platform. You see what I mean? It's a networking platform. Now, if you understand that fundamental difference, then you're on the right path of killing Instagram. I'll say it again. Fundamentally speaking, Instagram is a networking platform. Those other platforms, YouTube and SoundClick, are search platforms. And so it's completely different in how you sell and the way you sell. Now, I can give you the first fundamental difference for producers really going to kill it on Instagram is that it's more hand-to-hand than it is automation. So you're not going to really be able to do a lot of automated sales as you were doing on YouTube, whereas they can click a link, buy a beat, download for 20 bucks, and that's it. So there's a whole other formula to selling beats on Instagram, but it's very lucrative. Now, there's some benefits and some advantages and disadvantages of Instagram, but the advantages far outweigh the disadvantages. So let me give you a couple of advantages of selling your beats on Instagram, and I'm gonna give you disadvantages. Now, the disadvantage, of course, obviously, is that it's going to be a lot harder to automate your beat sales, right? So it's not going to be an automated platform, right? So whereas they can't listen to a beat, click it, and download it, and purchase it and download it. Now, it's possible, but it's not seamless, because you can't really put links in your Instagram video. It's only a minute clip, so they don't get to hear all the transition and get excited in that way. And they're usually on their phone, not on their computer. So it's a lot of different variables involved in why it's harder to do it, to get automated beat sales off Instagram. But here's the advantages. You can get bigger deals and bigger fish off of Instagram because it's more of a personal and networking tool, and you can target a lot better because you can approach artists who are serious, and you can then talk to them directly and sell them for higher price points than just a $20 automated beat sale. So what we found is that when you go on Instagram, you can do $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 deals for single beats, because you can target specifically artists, labels, etc. that are in that bracket, right? So a guy who's just in his basement trying to make some songs to upload to his SoundCloud that has 20 followers, he's going to lease a beat for $20, right? But a serious artist who has a fan base, who has some following, who has maybe a label behind them, they're going to spend more money on beats simply because they are more serious and they're taking it as a career. So they'll spend $2,000, $3,000. And you can also target A&Rs, you can target labels, you can target people who work at labels, people who are connected, managers. There's a lot of different ways you can target people and network with people on Instagram. So you can really make grands on Instagram. Now on YouTube and these other platforms, generally you're making $20, $30 sales, possibly a $100 sale if it's an exclusive, $200 sale, something like that. But with the Instagram platform, you can really get to high-level artists, high-level people, and high-level industry label, etc. But you have to know how to do it. The formula, your brand has to be right. And we've tested certain formulas to see which one works the best when it comes to beat selling, networking on Instagram, and really getting your money off of Instagram. But I think more important than getting your money on Instagram as a producer, more importantly is making the right connections. So yeah, you do get paid for beats, but you're also connecting with artists who probably are going to be signed or potentially do something big in the future. So then you may even have a record on the charts, or you may be plugged in and working with the next Drake or the next big, huge artist, right? Next 21 Savage, because you will be able to target those type of artists specifically right there from Instagram as a producer. Now, if you think you're going to just upload some beats onto Instagram and then automatically you're going to start making money from it as a producer without no knowledge and understanding of how to utilize the platform, you got another thing coming. Because essentially what Instagram does is it forces producers to really have to know tactics, strategies, tips, and marketing ploys to get the attention, to get followers, and to get sales. Because if you already uploaded to Instagram before, you know your first question is, well, how do I get followers? A lot of the bots and stuff that they had, that stuff is gone. They don't have those anymore. So the real question is, how do you get followers at this point? How do you get people to pay attention? How do you get artists to pay attention? How do you get the money off of Instagram? Lucky for you, I'm having a mastermind, and I'm going to give you all the secrets that none of the producers know. They don't even know that the Instagram platform right now is popping like it is with artists, with money. It's so much money on Instagram. It's a joke. And if you get in right now and do it the right way, you're going to be able to make a fortune. Now, we're having a mastermind coming up. You can look on there. Once you register for the mastermind, I'm only allowing 10 producers. We're having a private mastermind, and I'm going to give you all the Instagram strategies so you can make grands off the gram. Now, you're going to make thousands of dollars as a music producer off Instagram. In fact, you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars over time, because it's going to be the new platform where most of the money is going to be made in terms of beat selling. Now, behind the scenes, a couple of the producers out there that are making a lot of money are making most of their money from Instagram. They've kind of transitioned off of YouTube, but they don't want to put it out there because they don't want the whole community to know. And I'm not going to let the whole community know how to do it either. I'm only going to take 10 producers. I'm going to show you the secrets that we're using behind the scenes to make grands on the gram using your beats as a producer. We have formulas, and you're going to be able to get to higher level artists, songwriters, labels, all of that, but you have to know how to do it And on the Mastermind, I'm going to help you set your brand up properly, because the first thing people look at is your brand. If it doesn't look right, if it doesn't correlate with success, with professionalism, they're not even going to give you the time of day. So I'm going to show you how to get your brand right, and then I'm going to show you what beats work the best, how to post, how to get followers, how to network, how to get the money. And I got some stuff. It's one process, it's one technique that's going to blow your mind, that it's going to guarantee that you start getting money. And no producers out there doing it. They're not understanding how to do it. And you'll be one of the only ones to do this, and you're going to clean up and clean out. And I'm telling you, if you want to live off your beats, you want to make money, all this stuff, YouTube and all that stuff is great. It don't matter if you ain't made money in the past or how much you made in the past, because we're having another transition. I was there from MP3, SoundClick to YouTube. I've been there for the whole thing. I've been teaching the whole time. I've been getting money as a producer the whole time. And now I'm going to show you the new platform. I've been ahead of the curve every single time. Every time that I've said something was going to happen in the music production space, it happened. Every time, all the other companies that start teaching what I'm teaching, they always got to listen to what I say and catch up. I'm telling you where it's at. It's in big money ticket sales. That means that, you know, getting paid hundreds to thousands of dollars for a single beat, and also hand-to-hand networking, not just depending on automated sales. And there's some other key things that I'm only going to reveal to you on the Mastermind. And I'm going to give you you're going to have a brand strategy, you're going to have a roadmap, you're going to know exactly what to do and how to do it. You're going to have an implementation plan, so that way when it's done, when we're off that Mastermind, you know what to do: step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, so you can get them grands and get them bands and off the gram. Right? Because that's what it's about. It's about getting your money, but also building your brand and also building your career as a music producer, because you're, like I said, you're not just working with $20 artists and that type of stuff. You're working with artists who could potentially become the next Drake, and then your back end money is going to be even crazier. So again, you want to be on this Mastermind, click down there, check when the Mastermind times is. I'm only allowing 10 producers. Once we're sold out, we're sold out. You're not going to be on there, and there is no another one. There's only one. I'm only allowing 10 producers. We've already got the formula. We got the processes. We got everything ready for you. You just got to show up, get the information. You'll have your implementation plan on exactly what to do, the blueprint to how to get this money on Instagram as a music producer. It's your time. I don't care what's happened in the past. YouTube is full of competition. SoundClick is full of competition. Instagram is wide open for the next big producers to get on there and make a lot of money. That should be you, but you have to understand how to do it. So this is that time. I'm only allowing 10 producers. It's going to be closed door, and it's going to be some phenomenal information in there that you've never seen anywhere else. And I'm only taking 10 to work with you personally on the Mastermind. You're going to have some worksheets. We're going to build your brand. We're going to talk about all of that. And I'm telling you, this is going to be the best year you've ever had as a music producer. And in the future, you're probably going to be the next big producer, because if you do it this way, the way that I'm teaching you how to do it, then you're going to have more success than any other producer in the future, because they don't know this stuff. And you're going to be first, because it's just now moving to Instagram. You're going to be, just imagine if you got to YouTube right when it was getting started and you were the first producer, started posting your beats and knowing exactly how to do it right. Man, you would have became a multimillionaire. Fact, because you would have been one of the first ones without all the competition, and you would have been there before the competition got there. It's just economic fact. So now you have an opportunity now with all them beats on your hard drive, all them beats you got, to really start making a dent in this game, to really start making a name for yourself and start putting money in your bank account by putting it on the Instagram platform. But it's different, completely different ball game than it is on YouTube and SoundClick and all that stuff before. Completely different ball game, but it's a beautiful game, because you can be making 2 or 3 sales and make $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 in a single month. That's a lot easier than trying to sell, you know, 100, 200 beats for $20, right? So would you rather try to sell 200 beats for $10, $20, $25, or would you rather get 2 or 3 sales and make 6, 7 grand? So again, you want to be on this Mastermind, make grands on the gram. It's going to be something that you've never experienced. The information, it's not just talking information. I'm going to work with you on the Mastermind so we can start putting it up. And the best part is, let me show you the best part. You making money from all over, just from this right here, from a cell phone. I got my iPhone. You could be making grand. You could be on a toilet making grands. You could be at work. Boom, boom, boom. All it takes is a phone, right? So you could be, man, I mean, it's amazing. Imagine if my dad had this as a guitar player. It'd have been phenomenal. So anyways, as a musician, and he was in a band, he's a songwriter. You know, imagine if he had that, man, would he have taken advantage of it? To see him being 50, going on 60 years old, dreaming about what could have been. I don't want you to be that. I don't want you to be that. What could have been, what if he would have had, what if he would have followed his dreams? How big of a artist could he have been? How big of a guitar player? How big of a band would he been in? I mean, maybe he'd been a legendary guitarist, right? But we'll never know. Maybe you'll be the next legendary music producer. But if you're not in this mastermind, we'll never know. But I believe in you. You want to be on this mastermind, it's gonna, I'm telling you, it's something like you've never experienced. I'm gonna work with you. Click down there, join the mastermind. I'm only taking 10 producers. That's it. It's closed off, and I'm not doing it again. We're not going to put this information out there to a lot of producers. We're not putting in any type of courses where, you know, we're going to show you how to do all this stuff. We're going to let 1,000 producers learn this information. Only 10 producers are going to learn my secret formula to getting grants on the gram as a music producer. It's simple. You can get started now on the mastermind. Once you're on it and you understand the concepts and you got your implementation plan, you know exactly what to do, your action steps, you do it, you're going to start seeing grants. It's a fact because it's a formula, right? So again, don't let this opportunity pass you by. You may have missed the SoundClick revolution. You may have missed the YouTube revolution. You may have got on late there, but don't get on late on this Instagram. If you got 30 beats on your hard drive, just 30. If you got 40 beats on your hard drive, why wouldn't you be on Instagram making thousands? I don't understand that. Why would you say, I don't want to be where the artists are that are looking for beats and there's not a lot of producers, right? It's like if you ever been to a club before, back when I used to go to clubs when I was like 18, 19, 20, maybe 21, you go to a club and you go in there, you wanted to go into a club where you saw, you know, 100 girls and maybe 10 guys. Why? Because you knew they was all coming for you. You know what I mean? You know, all the girls was coming to be for you. Then it's sometimes you go to a party, it's maybe 10 girls and 100 guys. What's happening there? You got so much competition, you're probably not going to get no girl there, right? Think about it. So that's what's happening on these other platforms. YouTube, man, it was like, you know, a ton of artists looking to buy beats and only a small amount of producers in there. Now it's a ton of producers and it's still some artists on there, but the ones that was there early, guess what? They the ones that got to talk to the artists first. They the ones that built the brands first. So now Instagram is the new club and it's a lot of girls in there, not a lot of guys. So you want to be the first one in there to start putting your bid in. Start getting those artists. A lot of artists on there, not a lot of producers that know what they're doing. So you get in there now, you can crush it. If you wait, you're going to miss it again. And all them beats going to go to waste. And then you got to make a whole new catalog and you got to wait for another 8 years for the next platform for the big shift. So get in early, get on this mastermind. Let's get this money. I believe in you. Let's go. Postman, liveoffbeats.com. See you at the mastermind. Only 10. Once the 10 is out, we're done. There's only going to be 10 of us on this mastermind. Never doing it again. The information, not putting the information out there. The secrets to how to get them grams on the gram. Our formula, only 10 producers are going to be doing it. And they're going to be the next 10 biggest producers in the game and the next 10 biggest producers on the internet. So that's it. Sign up for the mastermind now. See you there. Peace.